is Mary. I was city transit driver, driving my bus, slippery day, and I stepped off the platform to get out of the bus, and my ankle rolled. Hurt like heck. Went to my doctor's the next morning. She said, it looks like it's a strain or a sprain. In 3 weeks, you should be good as new. So I called WSIB and said, I need your specialist. I want you to look at my foot. And they did. And it was pretty immediate. I would say within the week, where I started a series of nerve blocks and an MRI and realized that I have CRPS.
I started working with Mary back in August of 2012. She was referred to me by the case manager because she had a right ankle injury and we needed to explore possible return to work options with her.
I think that the biggest hurdle with Mary was for her to wrap her head around that she did have a permanent impairment.
The injury was a bump in the road, or that's how I took it, as a bump in the road. WSIB called and said, we should start thinking about doing something to go back to some kind of work. I still think in the back of my mind that it's way too premature because I'm going to get better and I'm going to go back driving.
In Mary's case, because you require to have to use your foot, she would not have been accommodated in her regular position as a bus operator. We would have looked at alternative available work.
And I said, well, I don't want to lose where I am. I've been there a long time. I'm going to retire from there, right? I still don't have a grip on not using my foot. I'm going to get better. They said, well, we want you to meet Tanya. Tanya was great. She was interested in what was going on. I said, but I don't have any skills. I don't have any skills. She said, well, we'll get you some.
In Mary's case, we had the interview with the employer in order to identify possible return to work options. And at that time, the employer had indicated that anything that would be sedentary in nature would require at least computer skills upgrading. Mary did have some computer skills background, but she needed some upgrading in order to be at a certain level. So she first went to Mohawk College to upgrade her skills. Eventually, she was able to go through a driver rehabilitation program, and through their recommendations and through our modifications, we modified her car to provide her with the left-sided gas and brake pedal so that she could operate that safely on her own, and she's been doing that ever since.
The city has an onerous procurement process, and Mary needed a special chair.
We did require a sit-stand stool for Mary, so that was something that we were able to put in as an accommodation. And later on, we were able to provide her with a wheeled walker to get from the parking lot to the workplace.
Tanya was awesome in that if we weren't going to get the chair for Mary in some kind of expeditious fashion, she was going to get it through the WSIB, and she did everything in her power to do that. My experience with the WSIB over the last 10 years is that the WSIB has evolved in that time period, especially with the introduction of the work transition specialist, because I find I have a co-partner in the process with the work transition specialist. It was a journey, and it's never a perfect science.
The journey with Mary had some definite highs and lows. Mary was very receptive to the process. She was in a state where she wasn't sure what the future held for her, but she started seeing that there was a life after the injury. That was a great thing.
I never ever had that feeling that they didn't have my back, and they did, and they still will. Their goal is to get you working, to put you back to what you can do, and they'll truly be here to help you. I'm convinced of that.